In Pet Sim 99, it is no secret that things are very pay to win. You can buy the Forever Pack, enchants, exclusive eggs, pretty much everything in this game has some price. But the one thing these all have in common is you can buy them as many times as you want. But what I'm going to go over today is not tradable and you can only ever buy once, and it is none other than Game Passes. I don't think people quite understand how game-breaking Game Passes really are. Well, most of them are pretty game-breaking. There are a few iffy ones. Like I was saying, it is very important to know which ones are actually worth it, because the last thing you want to do is spend Robux on something that actually doesn't matter. So today I'm going to go into all 12 current Game Passes, starting from least expensive to most expensive, to find out everything you need to know and put them in order of priority. To start everything off, we have Autofarm. It's the cheapest, coming in at just 175 Robux. If I'm going to be completely honest, the Game Pass deserves to cost way more. We are just super lucky it doesn't. It pretty much is required for everything you do in this game. Without it, you can't even have your pets breaking things when you're hatching. And it is very important to be able to do that, because without it, you run out of coins really fast. So now let's head over the priority list to see where it ranks. Right about now, you may be thinking, what is a priority list? So basically, I made 12 spots that the Game Passes need to fill, from the best at 1 to the worst at 12. And this should give you a pretty good idea of what you need to buy first and what you shouldn't buy. So after a lot of back and forth, I'm actually going to put this one at 2, which is starting off very strong with a Game Pass that costs next to nothing. Because of all this, I had to put it really high. Adding just a few more Robux to the pile, we get to Lucky. This one is not much more expensive, only coming in at 275 Robux. This Game Pass actually doesn't tell you how good it is until you buy it, which is really weird. But it didn't take me long to find out that it gives you a 200% luck boost. The term luck is used very loosely, so let me clear it up. It only works on free-to-play eggs and does not work on Huges or Titanics. It only works on stat pets. Now it's time to go rank it. I would rank it higher, but it does have a better version, so I'm going to put it at 8. It's not because it's a bad Game Pass or anything, there's just a lot of better Game Passes out there. Moving on, with a price of 350 Robux, is Autotap. I personally hate this Game Pass, and it's actually the only one I don't own on my main account. A lot of people are saying it's good for some things, but no reasons have really been convincing enough for me. As of right now, I'm not a fan. I'm gonna put this at 11th place just because there is a possibility it's actually good. If you do have an argument about this having a use, make sure to comment it, because I really want to make sure everyone is getting complete and accurate information. For only 375 Robux, we get plus 15 pets equipped. So if you don't know, it is impossible to get 99 pets equipped without this, so if you really want what is considered a full team, this is needed. And you really wouldn't think that 15 pets equipped would make that big of a deal, but when you're dealing with a total of less than 100, it definitely does. To put this in perspective, if you have a full team of level 1 Huges without the Game Pass, it is actually doing less damage than a full team of 85% exclusives with the Game Pass. Not in a million years would you think this, but it is surprisingly true. When we head over the priority list, I am going to put this at 4 because it is just so cheap for that big of a difference. Kinda strange that half of the green spots are already taken by really cheap things. Now we have officially reached the amount of Robux one exclusive egg costs, and it is VIP. If I'm being completely honest, this comes with a bunch of different features, but none of them are really that good. You get this chest that gives you a few diamonds and 3 gift bags, a title next to your name, a booth, a hoverboard, and the very last one is really the only one you could use. And it is the diamond only area. This can be used for diamond breakable quests. It's actually the reason I bought it, but it is more just a quick quality of life thing, and by no means is it a requirement. I'm going to be harsh about this one and put it in number 10 because I barely use it anymore. At 625 Robux, we actually have 2 Game Passes at this price, so I'm going to go into plus 15 eggs hatch first. This price was a little weird to me because it is 250 Robux more than the pet variant, and I honestly think the pet one is better. In hatching centered events, you basically need whatever egg hatches you can get, and this is the only way to be at max, which is 104 instead of 99 for some reason, but that's a whole other issue. I'm going to have to rank this one a little lower just because hatching is only going to be applied some of the times when the other ones are constantly in effect. I'll put it at number 7. Going over to the other Game Pass at this price, we have extra daycare slots. Before I can explain what this Game Pass does, I have to explain the whole daycare slot system altogether. So everybody automatically has 10 daycare slots. You can then use 20 daycare slot vouchers to bring it up to 30, and then the Game Pass adds 25 more and brings it up to 55. I don't think the daycare system is that good anyway. You manually have to go change the pets every 2 hours, and the longer they sit there, the less rewards you get. And to be honest, the rewards you get are very rare and not really worth going after. I'm willing to bet that 90% of people don't use the daycare anymore, and unless you're a new player, you should be in that 90%. I know this is going to be controversial, but I'm going to put it in number 12 because I think it is the worst Game Pass. This would be higher if daycare was actually relevant. Moving on to Ultra Lucky with a cost at 800 Robux, now at 2 exclusive eggs in value. This is the better variant of the Lucky Game Pass from earlier, and they do actually stack. The original Lucky gives you plus 200 luck, and the Ultra gives you plus 500. And if you include your base luck without any enchants or potions, you get 8 times better luck when it comes to hatching eggs. These Game Passes are really good for freeing up some enchant slots while hatching, and that is really valuable. This one was a little tougher to decide on, but I think I'm going to put this one at number 6. I do recommend buying both, but if you can only afford one, I definitely recommend Ultra because it's better Robux to ratio. Adding even more Robux to the pile, here's where we start to get to the expensive ones, starting with Magic Eggs at 1,200 Robux. As you should already know, Magic Eggs gives you a chance to hatch rainbow and gold pets from eggs. For some reason, this actually doesn't tell us how much of a chance it gives you, but the community has some guesses. From what I've personally found, gold has a 10 to 15% chance, and rainbow has a 10 to 5% chance. That's the best I can narrow it down with being accurate, so you can kind of make assumptions from there. For some reason, a lot of people are under the impression that you need that to be able to hatch rainbows, but you really don't when it comes to exclusive eggs. I'm gonna put this at number 3, but without mastery, it definitely would be number 1. Doubling the price of magic eggs is double stars, which fits surprisingly well. Anyway, this one is very straightforward because all it does is double your rank stars. Notice how I said rank. I'm not gonna say who, but I did have a friend who bought this because they thought it was for clan stars, so make sure you do not make the same mistake. I'm honestly really torn on this one because it's great, but it only works on rank quests. It helps with ranking up quickly, but it's more just a quality of life thing. But the one thing that I couldn't ignore is for some reason they made this cost $30 US. I don't want to even know what Preston was thinking. When it comes down to the final decision, I'm gonna put it at number 9. It's just not good enough for the price, and maybe even one day we'll get an enchant that awards extra stars. I guess we'll just have to see. And something that makes me even more mad is at the same price as double stars, we have super drops. And if you don't already know, super drops is awesome. I don't even know why double stars cost the same amount. I guess I'll stop ranting about it because we are on a different Game Pass now. Anyway, like I was saying, I personally love this Game Pass, and when I first got it, it changed almost everything. It really is the only way to make money off the small items, and here is proof. I made 700 million gems from one night of selling on my ult, and I was selling the most random things you wouldn't think anyone would care about. Unfortunately, I couldn't find much data on how much it's increased. I even found one source that said it doesn't increase, so I don't even know what to think at this point. In my opinion, everyone should have this Game Pass, so I'm going to give it the number 1 spot as the best Game Pass of them all. And last but definitely not least, we have Huge Hunter for 3,250 Robux. And if you live in the US, it is more than $40. It gives you plus 6,250% chance to hatch a huge, which is 250 Huge Hunter books. To put that in perspective, every time the average player hatches a huge, you will hatch 62. And obviously you're not guaranteed 62 huges, but that's statistically what the math says. But to be fair, RNG does have a mind of its own. So you can probably already see that there's only 1 spot left, so let me explain my thoughts. This is a crazy Game Pass and very necessary, but this is a priority list, so I am taking the prices into account. With that, I'm gonna put it at number 5. And there you have it, the official Corgi King priority list. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see other helpful videos like this one, make sure to like and subscribe. And as always, I hope you learned something new.